At the naval base in Norfolk, Virginia, where the hospital ship, the USNS Comfort, is getting ready to leave for New York City. Joining us now on Skype, former White House physician, Dr. Ronny Jackson. Doctor, just so you know, what we're looking at here is the door to what they call Baby Air Force One, which is the 757 that I know you're familiar with and have flown on with the president, waiting for him to walk out. So if we interrupt you, it'll be because he's getting ready to say something to the press. But let's talk about it like this. In terms of sort of cognitive dissonance, you've got all of this discussion about social distancing, restricting travel, not being around people, and yet you've got the president now on the road, in a cabin on a plane, with other officials, now going to see and shake hands with everybody who's together. Give us a sense of the protocols that are used in times like this, and when obviously there's something in the air that is potentially dangerous.
Well, Leland, I think that what they'll do is, they're going to be very careful about who's on board with the president. These people are going to be the same people that are working on a day-to-day basis in the West Wing with him. And so whether he's in the West Wing or on board the plane, which actually is just the flying West Wing, he's going to be exposed to the same group of folks. And they'll keep the numbers down to the bare minimum, what they have to have on board. People are getting aggressively screened at the White House now when they come to work every day with, having their temperature checked and things of that nature. So they're being super careful about the president's potential exposure. But I just think he still has to lead. He still has to be the president. This is a time of crisis for our country, and it's important that he be out front and that he be, seen as, taking charge here, which he is. He's doing a great job, and this is part of his job as commander-in-chief and as head of state, is to make sure that he's out there.
And we know they've been taking the temperature of the press corps as well, both the one that travels with them and also the one there in the White House press briefing room. The press being led there into the vans for the short drive over to the USNS Comfort. Originally, they were talking about 3 or 4 weeks to get this ship underway. It got condensed down to 3 or 4 days. Give us a sense of what's been happening on the ship, what its capabilities are, who's about to head out to New York.
Well, the ship is staffed mainly from active duty personnel that are at the Naval Hospital in Portsmouth, Virginia, where the ship's at in the Virginia area. And then some folks from the National Military Medical Center, Bethesda, as well. That's their deployment platform. So when the ship goes, they get activated, they board the ship, and they basically stand up the capabilities, the medical capabilities on the ship. The ship, had all the critical stuff that it needed to have done. Some of the more routine maintenance, that's not important for it being underway, was put off so that it could get to the New York area as quickly as possible. But it's an incredible asset. It's 1,000 beds. It's got, I think 80 ICUs, 12 ORs. It's going to have about 1,200 medical personnel on board. That's doctors, nurses, corpsmen, medics, that type of folks. And they're going to bring an incredible resource to the New York area. The ship is set up as a trauma platform predominantly. So what they're going to do is they're going to use it in that regard. They're going to bring people from the community and from other hospitals that aren't COVID-19 patients and put them on the ship to decompress the hospitals in the area so that they can take care of those patients.